I wanted to go ahead and jump into the second section where the book more or less begins to parallel Confessions by St. Augustine and take a more autobiographical turn. The first of the poems in the second section covers some of the time that I spent in China as a younger person. It's called Dongguan, after the town where we lived briefly in the summer of 2007. Dongguan. My sister Mariah's breakfast coincides with lunch. How the worst summer of my life I nocturned on bootleg DVDs and instant noodles, knocked off novels, Catch 22, The Razor's Edge, Catcher in the Rye, Seymour. I lit cigarettes. I had not figured out how to inhale and bought my first box of condoms, averting the supermarket checkout girl's gaze in the factory town of Dongguan, where my missionary parents' marriage ruptured in the first argument I ever heard them have. Mom, screaming behind the bedroom door, fainted that summer while hanging clothes out on the balcony of our rented row house. Mangoes plopped in the lane of the gated compound for the mistresses of Hong Kong businessmen, while I shampooed the thinning crown of my head from a quack Chairman Mao look-alike labeled bottle. I ran through my 20s. In Dongguan, I hung the red shirt I pranced in over the second-story rail. Mariah remembers this more than anything, stiffening with sweat. I still can't believe the movies we watched then. The Exorcist. 28 days later. Zodiac. She, only 12, now 26, night owls her way through grad school. I rise early, but see myself as I was then, ankles rolling over the mashed sidewalks of machine shops. Along the scum skirt canal, I caught 1,000 dark stares with my milk-white thighs. The next poem I'm going to read from the second section here is called The Consistency of Snow, and it describes our first sort of premonition of the COVID-19 pandemic through family that we have living in China, and also some of the difficulty in poeting or making poems with two small kids. The Consistency of Snow. Commingling foot soles with paw pads of dogs printing in snow on the back patio. I time myself, my time with Augustine, against the white sand in the hourglass of the sky, synchronizing the afternoon naps of newborn and 2-year-olds. Quite a feat to keep this soul afloat with a little breath. Quite an accomplishment to know that God is spirit, is nothing like me in my animal body, my mother-in-law FaceTiming from her ghost town in Guizhou, her coronavirus quarantined apartment. China, no longer bustling, bristles with fear. Errands otherwise housebound randoms caught in the deserted grocery store shun and shop in silence, their snouts muzzled by gauze. Entering the second month of her maternity leave, Lily fills storage bags of breast milk for the freezer, readying for her return to the Montessori children's house. Her pump wheezes for a while after each extraction, clearing out the tubular sinuses, the valved membranes of the breast shields. Outside on my hands and knees, I realize how wrong I was about the sand simile. The snow falling on stone is not granular. It is splinters, tiny white splinters, prickling green splotches of moss, the fragments of a shattered door to some celestial courtyard. Thanks.